All right, Jessi,
Hi.
welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. So I interviewed you and Roman probably a couple of years ago at least, right?
Gosh, wow. Yeah.
And then Roman stopped by recently by himself,
Yep.
and he coerced you into coming over.
Yes. Well, yeah, I didn't even know he did. And he just pulled up the YouTube just recently and showed me his face, and I was like, "No way," cuz we had been talking about it for a little while now. Cuz we ran into a few people who you had interviewed.
You guys are still together?
Yeah. Yeah.
On and off?
I mean, no, we're always on. We're in a, I mean, we're in a committed bond. He's my soulmate. It's not just a relationship that you can turn on and off. You know what I mean? It's, yeah, he's my other half.
How long you guys been together?
Going on 6 years now. Yeah, because I think it's been about 4 years since we saw you last.
Probably
And we had already been together a year.
Probably about 3 years, yeah.
It's been 3?
It's probably about 3
so
years.
it's been, so it's about 5+ years.
And you guys are both still struggling with your drug addictions?
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately I've been addicted to opiates for, actually now that I think about it, it's been over half my life.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm 34, right?
Oh, you started.
So yeah, I started really young, and because of that, I think back on it now, and it's like, yeah, it's been definitely like over half my lifespan.
Last time you were here with Roman, you were pregnant, right?
Yeah, we had a little scare, not a scare, because it would have been beautiful, but yeah, it didn't work out. But that's okay. Those things have to happen in due time. They have to happen, There's no way to plan that kind of thing. So if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't.
Yeah, so there was no baby.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's probably not the best situation for.
Yeah, no, that's not something that I'm very keen on myself. You know what I mean? I'd rather be well established, and at least in my own home.
Yeah. So
You know what I
because you're
mean?
still living on the street.
Yeah, but see, the thing is I live on the street, but it's more like, it's a struggle, like, don't get me wrong, like, it really is, and you don't know what it's like until you've really gone through it yourself, and there's no way that somebody can, look at another person and say that they know exactly what they're going through, and why on earth would you do something like that, or, why are you on the street, or, you know what I mean, and it's not just that easy, you know what I mean, we have a solid foundation, though. We have, good people surrounding us, and not just friends, they're family, and we have people who look after us, and we look after them. You know what I mean? It becomes more of a, like I said, a family. It's we're close. It's tight knit, so it's better that way, And like I said, we've finally set solid foundation to where he's got his music, I've got my hairdressing, and I love what I do, he loves what he does, and we just kind of have to get all the way there. We're almost there, though. It just takes time.
There's just that pesky drug addiction.
I feel like, yeah, it is a drug addiction, and it does hold me back. It does. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that would be ridiculous to say it doesn't. But at the same time, I've been doing it so long, Mark. Like, I honestly, like, I handle it differently, I think, than most. You know what I mean by that?
Would you consider yourself functional?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time that I've been doing opiates. And it's something now, I think, more for myself is I do them more to feel normal and to feel like okay for the day. and not sick, because the withdrawal from that is one hell of a withdrawal, man.
Have you tried to?
Oh yeah, yeah. I got sober for about 9 months. God, that was like right before I got with Roman, so like 5 years ago, and that's the longest out of my whole drug addiction that I've been sober. But I managed a sober living. I got so into it that I wanted to eventually, run my own sober living. And I mean, now that I look back on it, I'm a people pleaser, I think, and I'm really quick to help others before myself. You know what I mean? So I thought that by doing that, it was going to be the way to stay clean and to stay, going on the right path. But unfortunately, I have really, really severe anxieties, and it hinders me big time. And that's what happened. I got too much on my plate, and I relapsed. But I don't beat myself up over it, because if I did, I would totally spiral and crash. I can't beat myself up over it. You know what I mean?
And you transitioned from heroin to fentanyl.
I know that sounds horrible. And I'm not the one to because I don't believe fentanyl is any better than heroin. I think it's actually worse. But unfortunately, in my case, I had a heart infection last year. And it was really, really bad. It went from my heart to my lungs, because it travels down, through your body. And it went from my heart to my lungs to my kidneys and then to my bladder. And I didn't get to it until it was in my bladder. So I was dying, literally, super dying. It was scary, bro. It was really, really scary.
How do you get a heart infection?
Intravenously using, yeah. So it's you can be the cleanest person on the planet, and one speck of bacteria goes into your skin with the needle and to your blood, and then stops in the heart, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? So it could be, you know what I mean? You don't necessarily get it from being a dirty person or you know what I mean? It's just a small bacteria that, travels there and it stays there. It almost made like an octopus coming off of my heart valve. Yeah, so it took 4 months for them to clear it. So they had to put a PICC line straight to my heart every day for 24 hours a day. With antibiotics. Yeah. And then after that, because I am an IV user, they didn't want me back out on the street. They wanted me to go to a nursing facility, and unfortunately that didn't work out for me very well, because I went back to the place where I, heavily used drugs. So yeah, and that's what ended up happening.
I forget from our first interview, where are you from originally?
Thousand Oaks, Ventura County.
Yeah,
Ventura County.
And your family?
Yeah. My family. Well, my mom went to 60 different high schools by the time she graduated, and she made it a point that she would, if she raised kids, that she was going to keep them in the same area, because her stepfather was a horrible man and made him move constantly. So I can say that I really appreciate and am super thankful that she did that for me. You know what I mean? Because I do have the same friends that I did then. In high school and whatnot. I might not see them very often, but they're still there and they still give a shit. You know what I mean?
How do your friends and family feel about your current situation?
I think I'm a little too embarrassed at the moment to ask. You know what I mean? I think that it's something that isn't for anybody else to give me their input on. You know what I mean? it's my life journey and it's what I'm going through at the time. You know what I mean? I don't need to hear what everybody is thinking about it. You know, it's I already beat myself up enough. I don't really need others to do that for me. You know what I mean? I don't know. I understand where they're coming from. Like my parents will be really happy to know I'm alive right now because I haven't talked to them for a little while, and I feel horrible for that. I really do, because I'm really close with my family, but they don't believe in my lifestyle, and it's not. I don't think that it's everything that they think that it is. You know what I mean? I think people are very quick to judge, just period, in life.
Well, it's easy to look at your situation.
Yeah.
Your long-term boyfriend has more tattoos on his face than anyone I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
and exactly, and a lot of
And you guys
people,
are living on the street, and you're
yeah.
drug addicted, so it's like
Yeah.
it's easy to.
Exactly, and a lot of and that's what society says is not okay, right? Or I guess, but I see not only like do I see him for who he is, but I see through those kind of things. I see it for what it is and why they did those things or why they are in the situations they're in, and how it made him a better person, really.
What do you think people outside of your circle don't understand about what you and Roman are doing, what you're going through?
Yeah, I just think people have a misconception of people who are homeless in general, or just people who have, tattoos, or people don't do the regular 9 to 5, and I don't either. I'm a hairdresser. I do, I'm my own boss. I want to go back to school too, and do the same things everybody else does. Really, it's just. Yeah, I have a habit. My habit's just not picking up a glass of wine at the end of the night. You know what I mean? To relax. Mine's a little different. It's kind of how I feel, at least. I mean, really, when you
They're very similar, but one is socially acceptable. And the other is not.
exactly, bro, you got it right there. That's 100% what I say all the time. Is it socially acceptable? Just like one drug is more socially acceptable than the other.
Yeah,
like,
but your drug tends to put you on the street in a tent.
yeah. So do most.
I'm not defending alcohol.
No, you're right. But I think alcohol, though, for me, because I've had to deal with it in my family.
Your drug is not going to put you in a head-on collision with somebody who's
Yeah,
innocent.
and it's also not going to change me completely when I do it. You know what I mean? Like, alcohol can completely change a person, man. Like, completely. And, like, scary completely change you. And I've just been so spooked from, previous experiences with my family members that, like, I can't do it. It scares the shit out of me.
Are there addicts in your family?
Oh, yeah. My parents are alcoholics, for sure. Big time. They used to use like cocaine and stuff, and yeah, my dad used to use a lot of crack when he was younger and shit, but yeah, the alcohol thing, that's their thing. Mm-hmm. And it's just like I can't get through to them. Like, even if I try and call, and it's been a while, I get chewed out because they've had a few too many and they want to tell me how they really feel, but normally they wouldn't talk to me like that or whatever, you know what I mean? So that's where we kind of butt heads. And I understand, I really do. It's just, I just decide not to be around it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't, because it's hard. Very hard. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like alcohol. I don't like really any drug. It's like, I wish I didn't do the drug I do. I really do. But at this point, I do it just to feel normal.
If you had your life to live all over again, what would you have done differently?
Not much, really, to be honest with you. I've done a lot of cool shit, dude. And I've been a lot of cool places. And yeah, I'm pretty wise for my years, and I have a lot more to learn. And you might as well, when you stop learning, you might as well be dead, bro. Like, really. So, like, that's the biggest thing for me, is to just continue educating myself and really growing, and just to strive to be a better person than I was yesterday. You know what I mean? And to continue on my journey for loving myself.
And Roman.
And of course, that's already known.
What are the?
That's easy.
What would you say are?
That's the easy part. It's like, I gotta like really dig down deep for the whole like me thing.
Self-love.
Yeah.
What would you say are your favorite things about Roman?
What he's taught me, that actually, to love myself, to like those things, to really sit back and see life in a different way.
What are you afraid of most?
Probably losing him. Yeah.
Losing Roman?
Yeah. That's one of my bigger fears, I think. Oh, thank you. Yeah, sorry. I got pretty far without this waterwork thing. Yeah, I'm very known for these tears that come out of my eyeballs all the time.
Emotionally, what do you go through with this?
Oh, and it's a
This
crazy
lifestyle.
roller coaster, bro.
Really?
I'm a very emotional person. And not only am I emotional, like, mood wise, but like, yeah, the whole tears thing. It's a release, really, to be honest. Like, I feel sorry for people who can't cry. You know what I mean? I just do it a little more often than
You
others.
feel better after you do.
Yeah, really. I mean, for me, I don't like to be a wuss or anything, but like,
Well, everyone's life is difficult
yeah,
at times.
exactly,
And it's-
exactly. And I can't say or make it out to be like my mine's any worse than somebody else's, but like, yeah, I just deal with it a little different, and in a way that I don't think everybody understands.
Crying is a great way to.
Yeah. I do it, not only do I do it when I'm sad, I do it when I'm happy, I do it when I'm mad, I do, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a release from my spirit, really. Yeah.
Would you like to have kids one day?
Oh, yeah.
You would.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We have a cat together right now, and she's everything to me, so like, yeah, I would love to have kids. I really would. It's always been something I think about. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm not one to make, arrangements like that or something. You know what I mean? Like, I have to plan it out. Like, it's just, if it's something that's meant to be, then it's meant to be.
Right. But you've been in this situation for how long? How many years now?
On the street, or
Kind of, yeah. Like drugs and on the street.
4 years. It's been on and off.
Yeah. But where do you see yourself in another 5 years?
Was established more, probably actually in a home or in an apartment, or we're about to get into housing in a little bit now here, which is great. So yeah, more established and more established in my career. Like I said, I've done hair I've been a licensed hairdresser for over 15 years. I love what I do. And I do want to and being in Hollywood, I do want to get more into, movie pictures and that whole scene. So that's something that really does interest me. And I also want to get back into school for, computer tech and all weird shit, like music and stuff like that. Like, I really am interested in all that kind of stuff as well.
Can you do that with an opiate addiction?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Just, like I said, I've been doing it a long time, bro. And it's all in how you manage yourself and how you spread yourself out. You can't spread yourself too thin, period. or you're going to set yourself up for failure. You know? That's really the way I look at it. I mean, I know it's hard for people who don't have the addiction to understand that, but
Do you have good memories of your times on the street and using drugs?
yeah, and horrible memories too.
Yeah, I'm
and
sure.
I also have horrible and good memories of being clean and sober. You know, it's just life.
But is this life any better or worse than your?
No, it's exactly the same. You know, I mean, honestly, I had more drama when I was clean and sober at a sober living than I do now, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I can't handle that kind of shit. I don't do well with that kind of shit, to be honest. Like, yeah, I don't like drama. It's not.
Jessi, what would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in your life?
Like I said, learning to love yourself and to, like, I have this thing. It's like something that I like to tell people who are similar to me in that way, where, you know, you're people pleasing and you know, helping others before yourself. But you know, when you're in an airplane and the stewardess is teaching you, you know, like how to put your seatbelt on, where the exits are and whatnot. Well, when the oxygen masks come down, you know, what's the first thing she says to do? She says to put it on yourself so that you can help the next person, like your kids or your husband or whoever it is, you know. So you have to love you before you can really love and do and show other people that too, you know, like and help other people. Mm-hmm. And that's a big thing for me. Like, I really, because like I do hair, I make people feel beautiful. That's something I love to do. And it gives me, you know, love in order to make people feel that way. So yeah, but I have to remember that, like, yeah, it comes from inside. I need to, you know, remember the mirror. Like,
it's impressive that you're able to maintain this relationship with Roman for so long.
Oh yeah, and it's not easy at all, because people don't want to see us together for some weird reason. They just don't.
It must be easier to be together than alone.
Yeah, I mean,
especially on the streets.
Definitely, because like it's not a walk in the park. Like, I might, you know, make it seem like that sometimes, but like that's just because I've been doing it a long time. It's really not easy at all. It's really hard. And
what's the hardest part of living on the streets?
I think that, you know, I'm not in my familiar area as much. Like, you know, he's known the people around us more than I have. And sometimes that can be like a barrier, you know, because he's been friends with them a lot longer than I have. But I'm quick to make friendships and show people my integrity and myself. So, you know, I do well. I get by, and the ones who are supposed to be around stay around, you know, and the ones who aren't definitely get on quick.
It can be a real snake pit.
It really bad. What does Roman say? He always says it's like a snake eating itself. You know what I mean? So it's true. It's very, very tough. But it's that insanity, you know? It's that change. It's that expecting different results, like, you know what I mean? But still doing the same thing. Like, you can't do that. That's just not how it works. You know, you gotta kind of throw in a wrench or two somewhere. Change it up a little bit, you know?
All right, Jessi, thank you so much for
Thank you.
About what's going on in your life.
I finally get to have more of a voice for
all
all those
that didn't speak much in the first.
That like to say I don't have one. Well, I sure as fuck got one now.
Roman got crucified in the comments.
Oh my God, that was horrible. That was so horrible. Oh God. Yeah, because that was like, yeah, even like my whole family like finding out I just want to tell all you people, that has been one shit show.
Roman's a good dude.
Yeah, he's the best dude. I can't even.
It's nice to hear.
I can't even explain that enough.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Jessi, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.